forgot to record. So this is information about a paragraph, and a paragraph has a topic and a main idea. So let's look at these two examples. Okay, this is a good paragraph. All the sentences are about one topic, the violin family of instruments. Let's see, Christina, can you read it? Where it says there are several instruments?
Okay, one moment.
Okay.
Okay, there are several instruments in the violin family. The violin is the most popular. It is an important instrument in the classical orchestra.
Classical orchestra.
It is also played in jazz and country music groups. The cello and the viola have the same shape as violin, but they are bigger. They are used mostly in classical music. The biggest instrument is the bass. It's so big you have to stand up when you play it. The bass is played in classical orchestras, and it is also often played in jazz groups.
Thank you. Okay, very good. Good reading. That's great. So this paragraph is a good paragraph because everything is about the instruments in the violin family. So everything is about this topic. First, they talk about the violin, they talk about the cello, the viola, the bass. The bass. There's a lot of different supporting sentences, but they are all about one topic. Okay? The second one is not a good paragraph because the sentences are not about one topic. The sentences are not about one topic. Okay, Yumina, do you think you can read it?
Okay. Violins are made of wood.
Wood, very good.
The best old pianos were made in Germany. Musicians spend a lot of time practicing. Sometimes they play for 8 hours a day. Most violins stand up when they play alone. Taking music lessons can be expensive. The kind of wood in a violin is important. Many famous musicians started to study at an early age.
Okay, good reading. So this one is very confusing. Oh, wood, pianos, musicians standing up, music, the kind of wood again, and then starting to study at an early age. So the problem is, yes, we could say everything is about music, but it's a very confusing paragraph because everything is not about one topic. So now we will look at some more examples of sentences. We are going to say, are they a good paragraph? Yes or no? And what is the paragraph about? Is it a good paragraph? And what is the paragraph about? So Christina, can you read number 1? It's easy to make.
It's easy to make a good cup of tea. The first people to grow coffee beans lived in the Middle East. Most of the orange for juice grow in Florida. California is another place for growing orange. That is how people in other parts of the world learn about rice. Cover the pot and wait a few minutes.
Okay. So Christina, what do you think? Is this a good paragraph?
I don't know.
Okay. So can you tell one topic? Is there one topic that this paragraph is about?
It's about This a cup, one cup tea. They make
Sometimes when we read the first sentence, we think it should be about a cup of tea. But are the other sentences about tea?
no
No, they're about
beans,
coffee,
orange juice,
oranges,
and
rice.
the
Okay. So in fact, we have to say, no, this is not a good paragraph because this paragraph does not have a topic or a main idea. So it's not a paragraph because it doesn't have a main idea that controls the paragraph. Okay. Let's try number 2, Yumina, a doctor's job.
Okay. A doctor's job is not easy. Doctors often spend many hours with
Patience.
patients.
Patience.
Patients.
Mhm.
There are usually more patients waiting.
Good.
So doctors don't have much free time during the day. They often have to work all night in the hospital too. They must also read about new ways of taking care of patients, and they must write reports about people in their care.
Okay. So what do you think? Was this a good paragraph? And what is it about? So is this a good paragraph? And what is it about? What do you think?
This is good paragraph.
I agree. Yes, I think this is a good paragraph because all the sentences are about one topic. What topic are these sentences about?
Doctors.
Doctors. Okay. So they're about doctors or doctors' jobs. Like, what do doctors have to do in their jobs? Okay. They have to spend many hours. They don't have a lot of time. They work all night. They have to read and they have to write also. So many things about doctors' jobs. This is a very good one. Okay, so I'm going to give you now, when you read aloud, and we will read aloud sometimes. So when we read aloud, out loud with our voice, as you have been doing, sometimes we focus on pronunciation. Okay, so we are thinking about how to say the words, and sometimes it's difficult to understand them when we read aloud. It's good practice to read aloud, but sometimes when we read silently, we can focus more on understanding the topic. We will have a mix. It is good to read aloud sometimes to practice, but sometimes it's good to read quietly. I'm going to turn my video off because it says my connection is poor. So I want you two to read number 3 and number 4 silently. I will put the directions in the chat. So read number 3 and number 4 and decide, is it a good paragraph? And what is it about? Okay, so I will give you like 5 minutes for this. And I will come, and then in 5 minutes at 9:23, we will answer the questions. Okay, so take a minute to read those 2 paragraphs, number 3 and 4, and see if they are good. Okay, so let's see what we thought about the first paragraph. Let's see, Christina, did you think this number 3 was a good paragraph or no?
Yes, it's a good paragraph.
Okay, and what did you say was the topic of this paragraph?
The topic is talking about sports make a lot of money in the United States.
Very good. They make a lot of money in the United States. They earn a lot of money in the United States. Great. And what about number 4, Yumina? Did you think it was good or not good?
I think not good paragraph.
Why? You're right.
Because the topic is student can go to college.
Yes, but so first it says students can go to college. It talks about jobs, the population of most countries, many families, and winter Maine. There's too many things, okay? So actually this information is helpful for writing class and reading class, right? Because in writing class, when you write a paragraph, all your sentences should be about one topic. In reading class, when you read a paragraph, everything should also be about one topic. Okay, so we're going to go to the next part, which is also very helpful for writing class also, or if you already took writing class, which I think, Christina, you said you already took it in the spring, right?
Yes.
It can help you for reading class also. So a good reader always asks, what is this paragraph about and what is the topic? So the best topic is not too specific and not too general. When you buy a new pair of shoes, you choose a pair that is just right, not too small and not too large. So when you choose a topic, you must choose one that is not too specific. Too specific means too small, and not too general, which means too large. Okay, so I will read the first paragraph and then we will explain it and we will look together. It says, this paragraph is about Miami, Miami, Florida. Have you ever been to Miami, Florida?
No.
Have you ever visited? No? Christina, have you ever been to Miami?
But I was many times, but when I was in the airport, that's it.
Oh, to travel, to go to Colombia,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, me too. I think I have only been in the airport of Miami. That's the only place I have been. Okay, so Miami is a popular place for tourists, especially in winter. In fact, this part of Florida always has warm weather. Miami is on the seaside and it has beautiful beaches. These beaches are one important reason why people go to Miami. But the city is also fun to visit. There are brightly colored homes and hotels along many streets. There are many interesting museums, and there are dozens of restaurants with great food. So it says, what is the topic? Circle the letter of the topic, then write too specific or too general after the other two topics. So it says the best choice is C, why tourists like Miami. It tells what the paragraph is about. Every sentence tells something that tourists like about Miami. Choice A is too specific. There is only one sentence about restaurants in Miami. So here's the restaurants. There is a sentence, but that's only one sentence. So that means this topic is too specific. Choice B is too general. The paragraph is not about every popular place for tourists. It is only about Miami. So the correct answer has tourists and has Miami. In letter B, popular places for tourists, this would have to talk about more places like New York, Paris, Tokyo, not only Miami. Okay, so letter C is the correct answer. So we're going to do the same part, which is about a different part of Florida. It's kind of interesting. This part of Florida is called the Everglades. Everglades. Okay, so we are going to read it and we are going to see what's the topic, which one is too specific and which one is too general. So Christina, would you be okay to read number 1?
Okay.
The Everglades?
The Everglades is in the center of South Florida. It is a wide area with no towns or houses. The Everglades is famous for its wildlife and plants. Some of these plants and animals live only in the Everglades. They live they live there because of the warm climate and weather. In fact, the Everglades has lots of water. In the middle of the Everglades is a very wide river called the River of Grass. It changes with the seasons. If in the rainy season, May through October, it is 50 miles, 80 kilometers wide in some places.
Very good reading. Excellent job. Okay, so this was an interesting paragraph, and we have 3 choices. We have the climate of Florida. Climate means like the weather. we have plants and wildlife, or we have the Florida Everglades. So what do you think about letter A, the climate of Florida? Is this paragraph about the climate of Florida?
No.
No. Would you say this topic is too specific or too general? How many sentences are about the climate?
Okay. How many sentences?
Maybe just one, climate.
Yeah, just one.
So I would say the climate of Florida is too specific. Only one sentence is about the climate. Okay. How about plants and wildlife? Is that a good topic for this paragraph? Does this
or wild?
Wildlife probably means like animals. But does topic B tell us that it is about Florida or the Everglades?
I think it's the Florida Everglades.
I agree. This one is correct. Plants and wildlife is too general because plants and wildlife are only mentioned in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
When they have here just plants and wildlife, it could be any place in the world. That's why this one is too general, and the Florida Everglades is correct. Okay, very good. All right, Yumina, do you want to try paragraph number 2, please?
Okay. The animals in the Everglades have to move with the seasons. During the day season from November to April, most of the river is dry. Snakes, fish, frogs, and other water animals move to the deeper pools of water. Alligators stay near the pool to eat the fish. Some birds make their nests
Good.
nearby
Nearby.
so they can also eat the fish in the pools. Then in May, the spring rains begin. The animals start moving to other parts of the Everglades. They know there will be more water and food everywhere.
Very good. Great job. Okay, so let's look at the 3 topics that we have. We have animals in the Everglades, the dry season in the Everglades, or why Everglades animals move. This one is not easy. This is not an easy one. But which one do you think is maybe yes, and which one is maybe not the topic? What do you think about A, B, and C? Anyone have an idea? Do you think, yeah, what do you think, Yumina?
I think C.
I think you are right. Very good. So C is correct. It is about why the animals move. You are exactly right. The animals have to move. Every sentence is about how animals move. This is how these animals move. The alligators stay. Nearby is also a location word. So it is about moving places. So everything is about moving. Animals in the Everglades is too general. It is not only about the animals, it is about why the animals move. It is not just about the animals. The dry season is too specific because we only have one sentence about the dry season. Okay, so that is why letter C is correct. Okay, I will read letter number 3. Water is very important to plants and wildlife in the Everglades. But these days, there is less water for the Everglades. The population of Florida is growing fast. 900 people move to the state every day. To get water for these people, the towns and cities of South Florida are digging lots of deep wells. They are also taking water from the river of grass. Because of this, the river is becoming smaller, even in wet season. These changes are not good for the wildlife of the Everglades. Many plants and animals could die. Okay, so let me give you a minute to think. What do you think is the best topic? A, Florida's growing population. B, water problems in Florida. Or C, animal and plant life. Which one seems like the best topic in your opinion? B, yes, I agree with you. Very good. Okay. So B is the best topic. It is all about water problems. Everything is about water. All the sentences are about water. What about letter A, Florida's growing population? Do you think that is too general or too specific?
Too specific?
I agree with you, Christina, thank you, because there's only one sentence about the population. So that means animal and plant life, again, is too general. You guys are very good at this. I'm very happy with how you're doing. Okay, I'm going to see. I think that we will have this one, exercise 3, for homework. Okay, so this document is going to be on Blackboard, finding the topic. So you have done the other pages, but this page we will do exercise 3 for homework to see which is the topic and which is too general and too specific. So this is an important homework that you can do. I will post it on Blackboard with finding the topic. I will show you where it is, okay? This topic is also in our book about finding the topic. So I'm going to just show you that this is in our book on page 19. The same material, not exactly the same, but similar, is in our book, page 19, finding the topic of a paragraph. I just like this other document that I showed you a little bit. I don't know if I like it more, but this is good. So it says on page 19, most paragraphs have one topic. The topic is the general subject of the paragraph. It is what the paragraph is about. Usually, you can find the topic at the beginning. Sometimes, however, you'll have to read the whole paragraph to find the topic. Finding the topic of a paragraph is an important reading skill. Let's see whose turn is it to read? I think Christina. Okay, Christina, can you read this paragraph? Today, people cross on page 19.
Okay. Today, people cross national borders much more often than they did 100 years ago. Cars and planes help us move easily from one country to another. You can get on a plane and a few hours later arrive in another country on the other side of the world.
Very good. So, sorry that I had to turn my video off because I don't know, it's not clear. So, this tells us that the topic is often at the beginning of the paragraph. So many times we have the topic in the beginning paragraph, and this topic is crossing national borders. So when you are writing a paragraph in writing class, the topic is always at the start of a paragraph, okay? But sometimes in reading class, because we read many different types of paragraphs, sometimes the topic is not the first sentence. So in the next one, we see that the topic it says the topic will not be the first sentence. The topic is not the first sentence in this paragraph. Yumina, can you read it where it says, however, this easy movement?
Okay. However, this easy movement can also cause problems. The spread of
Disease.
disease is the most serious problem. When people move around the world, disease sometimes moves with them. As a result, at many borders, government officials check to see if travelers are sick. Sick travelers may have to see a doctor or take some medicine before they can enter the country.
Very good. So this topic says the easy movement can cause problems. So in this paragraph, you can see the first sentence says there are problems, but the second sentence gives the actual problem, which is the spread of disease, the spread of disease. In addition, many of the words in this paragraph, such as sick, doctor, and medicine, give clues to the topic. These words can help you understand that the topic is the spread of disease. We know this is a big problem right now with COVID, with coronavirus. We can't travel to many countries. Cannot sometimes from the United States to visit their country, right? And we have to, many people have to be checked in their airports before they travel to another country. So this was another disease. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Christina, did you want to say something?
No.
Okay. I will read the third paragraph and then we'll do a couple examples together. So it says, one example of this is SARS. In 2003, this serious disease appeared in China. It quickly spread around Asia and to Canada. More than 8,000 people became sick and more than 700 people died. Government officials at borders around the world checked travelers, especially from China and Canada, to see if they were sick. Travelers with SARS were prevented from entering the country. Wow, this is amazing because it really shows you the difference between SARS, which was considered a major flu, and COVID, coronavirus. Look at those numbers, 8,000 people and 700 died in the world, compared to right now, thousands, hundreds of thousands. Wow. Okay, so the topics of the first two paragraphs are crossing borders and disease. In this paragraph, there are a lot of specific details about one disease. So this paragraph is about the spread of a disease called SARS. This paragraph is much more specific. So I think you already know this information from page 20. It says, as you read the paragraph, always ask, what is this paragraph about? Pay attention to the first sentence because the first sentence often gives the topic of a paragraph. And then look for words or phrases that are all connected to the same topic. They can help you figure out the topic of the whole paragraph. So let's do number one in each skills practice together, and then we'll finish those for homework. So let's have Christina, can you read number one, in the early 1800s?
Okay. In the early 1800s, many people came to the United States from different countries. These people are called immigrants. The United States want immigrants to come to work on farms and in factories. The government did not check the immigrants' health. In the 1880s, the number of immigrants increased quickly. The government began to worry about disease.
Disease.
Disease. He worried that the immigrants were bringing disease.
Very good. Good reading. This is the time. They said this was in the 1880s. The 1880s. This is extra information. The 1880s is when my family, my great grandparents immigrated to the U.S. from Ireland during this time that they are talking about, the 1800s. That's just extra information. So let's see what we think this paragraph is about. This one is a little bit more difficult. So do you think it's about the history of immigration, health and immigration, immigrant workers, or health in the United States? Which topic do we think is it about? Let's start with letter A. Do you think it's about the history of immigration?
No.
Why not? I agree with you. It's not about that topic.
Because they are talking about, the immigrants, but they are talking about the health of the immigrants.
Okay, so which topic do you think it is, Christina? A, B, C, or D?
I think B.
Okay, because it has the two, I agree with you. It has health and immigration. Okay, so we need both of those topics. Letter A only has the history of immigration. Letter B only has health, so that is also too general. Immigrant workers, there's only one sentence about how the immigrants worked, so I think this one is too specific. Okay, so we will finish number 2 and 3 for homework, and then we'll also look at skill practice 2, page 21. Skill practice 2, page 21. This one is a little bit more difficult because we have to write the topic. After we read the paragraph, we have to write the topic instead of just circling, choosing the topic. Okay, so Yumina, can you read this one? Computer chips are very small.
Okay. Computer chips are very small, but they can store a lot of information. Many credit cards and passports have computer chips inside of them. They are called smart cards. Look at a credit card. It may have a black line on the back. Computers can read these black lines. It tells the computer a lot of important information.
Excellent. Okay, so this one is a little bit more difficult, right? Because we have to write what is the topic of the whole paragraph. So what do you think? If we are going to write something, what should we probably write about the topic of this paragraph? Would you say this paragraph is about computers? Is it about credit cards? What do you think it is about?
Computers, because it's 2 times.
So it does say computers. Is everything about computer chips in this paragraph? Or do you think it is about some sort of cards like smart cards or credit cards? Which one of these would be a good explanation for the whole paragraph? Yumina, what do you think?
I think credit card.
Every kind of credit card? Or a specific kind of credit card? What are special credit cards called? They are called smart cards. What does smart cards mean? Do you understand from the reading? What is a smart card?
Smart card.
Slayer.
I think this part has a black line on the back where computers can read, the computer chips. So it is about how computer chips are inside credit cards. So this is about smart cards, okay? So I would like you to finish pages 20 and 21,
Okay.
homework, pages 20 and 21 for homework, and everyone will have this homework. You be finished number 1, so you just need to do number 2 and so those our homework, finding the topic. Okay, and we will check them in class. I don't know if we will check them on Wednesday. We might not have time. We might need to check them later, a different time. So before we finish, we have about